Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dominique if you're new here. I am relatively new to posting YouTube videos. I've mostly been posting YouTube shorts. So just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm a travel creator based in New York City, and I like to bring you along for my travel vlogs. So I just made it to Mexico City. I'm actually here for a wedding. It's Wednesday. My friends are getting married on Saturday. So I'm here actually for a week because I've never been here and I've wanted to see Mexico City for a while. So I tacked on a couple of days on either side of the wedding so that I could see the city. So I'm very excited to be here. I just got to my Airbnb, so I want to give you a quick Airbnb tour. I may or may not be staying here because the sliding doors in my Airbnb are not locking for some reason, and I told my host about it. She sent someone in. She can't figure out how to lock these doors either. She also looked at all of the other rooms. I mean, part of the reason why I booked this is because I really liked the view. But the door is just not locking. And that's not okay. That's a safety thing. So we're gonna try to get that taken care of. Hopefully I get to stay here because the really cool thing about this place is that it has roof access. So that was one of the main reasons why I booked this Airbnb, on top of the aesthetic and the view, the greenery of the tree right outside. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be able to stay in this unit. But for now, let's do a quick tour. Here's the entry. We have a little kitchenette here. Coffee, tea, sugar, microwave and refrigerator. We have the essentials. A little dining area here. This is essentially the closet. And we have a small little lounge space. Cute little mirror we'll be doing some fit checks in front of. And here's the bed. And now let's check out upstairs. I haven't been up here yet. It is raining, but let's check it out anyway. Okay. All right, I'll figure out how to open this when it's not raining. It was actually easier than I thought, so here we go. So the first order of business is to get something to eat. All I ate was the food this morning at the Chase Lounge at JFK over 6 hours ago. So I actually got a Google Maps list from my host with a bunch of places that they like. And it looks like there's a taqueria about a 16-minute walk from here. It is raining, and I could possibly take the train or bus along the route, so we'll see if one comes. But I'm gonna get changed and get out of these sweats and then head over to get some food and officially start day one in Mexico City.
I ended up going to Tacos La Chula Roma because it was the closest to my Airbnb, and then I headed over to Handshake Speakeasy. Handshake Speakeasy is one of the world's best bars, so I definitely wanted to check it out on my trip. The vibes in here were absolutely amazing. When you enter, the entire staff screams "Bienvenida," saying welcome. The drinks are amazing. The service was also great, so I highly recommend. This place is reservation only, and you can book on Open Table.
Good morning. It is day 2 in Mexico City. I am just about to head out for breakfast. I was trying to wait here a bit for my Airbnb host to arrive. She said she would be here by 10 to check out the doors. They weren't able to come in yesterday. I slept very uneasy last night knowing that the sliding glass doors are not locking. Apparently they are maintenance, and the building folks should be coming today to be changing over the entire system. So if by the time I come back tonight they have not gotten that situated and these sliding doors locked, then I'm likely going to tell them I'm not staying for the entire week, I'm leaving. And I've already looked at Expedia to see what other options I have in terms of like finding a hotel. And I think what this trip has cemented for me is that if I'm traveling internationally, I'm more than likely going to be staying in a hotel, and I just won't probably be considering an Airbnb. There's like a dog across the hall in one of the units who's barking all night, and every time someone approaches the door or leaves or he hears any sound whatsoever. So I heard that all night. The crickets did calm down a bit by the middle of the night. I'm a heavy sleeper, so it didn't bother me throughout the night, but the dog and just like random small sounds sometimes do impact me and wake me up. So don't love that, but we are going to power through and hopefully they get these doors fixed. So yeah, we're gonna head to get some breakfast. I found a spot that's like a 7-minute Uber drive. Thankfully the Ubers have been pretty cheap here. So I think my Uber last night to Handshake Speakeasy, which was a 20-minute drive and a bunch of traffic, was like $7 US. So I am like, okay, Uber's pretty cheap here. Probably gonna take an Uber over to breakfast and then walk to some of the cultural institutions that I saved. So there's a couple of museums. I'm not going to decide right at this moment which ones I'm going to go to. I'll probably decide at breakfast how I'm feeling. I haven't again made an exact plan for each day, in part because I'm here for a wedding. It's not just here. I'm not just here for vacation and travel and all of those things. So I wanted to also have some flexibility in okay, the grooms are doing a rooftop dinner tonight. Okay, cool. That wasn't something that was originally planned. They're doing their welcome drinks tomorrow night, Friday. And then, just things could come up. So I am not super stringent with my itinerary, but I definitely have a whole list of everything that I want to do, from food to drinks to museums, etc. So we are going to start the day. I'll show you my fit. I don't usually do fit checks, but I'm gonna start. I am recently unemployed and I want to get back into dressing up. I feel like I was very down for a long time and not wanting to do anything and only wanting to be an athleisure. And now I'm kind of just girl, you got stuff in your closet, you need to just wear it, and maybe it'll boost your mood as well. So here's a quick little fit check for today. I have on this mango cropped kind of little jacket, a very comfortable bodycon dress from The Gap, got my Gucci belt bag, and I got sandals on my feet. I'll show you that when I'm outside. All right, let's go get breakfast. to come to Museo Soumaya, which is close to like the Polanco area, and right across from there is Museo Jumex. So those are the two that we're gonna start the day with. I am very much a museum person, so whenever I travel, I'm always checking out museums. I feel like it's one of the best things to do whenever you're visiting a new country, to get to know their history, their culture, etc. And then later on tonight, we do have like a casual welcome drinks for everyone who's here for the wedding at a rooftop at 6:30, I believe. It is 1 o'clock now, so I have a couple of hours. Because it's casual, I'm not gonna be too concerned about going home, like going back to my Airbnb to change. I feel like what I'm wearing now, although I have sneakers on, it's fine for a casual rooftop little situation. I'll get more dressed up tomorrow for the actual welcome drinks. And yeah, so I have about 5 hours to check out these museums and see whatever else I can get into. So let's go. I got through those two museums, and there was a gentleman outside that was helping me, who approached me and helped me take some photos. So I'm gonna go quickly tip him. I had to come to the mall to get some pesos, and then I'm gonna head across the city to the central area. I have 3 hours until I have to be to the rooftop drinks for the grooms. So I think I have enough time to go to the Templo Mayor Museum, potentially the Palacio de Bellas Arts, or I might just do the Biblioteca Vasconcelos. Biblioteca Vasconcelos. It is a really viral library that just looks amazing, so I want to check that out. I have 3 hours. I feel like it's possible for me to do 3 stops before the rooftop drinks, but we'll see when I get to the next stop. I feel like I'm gonna breeze through the first 2, and they're not too far from one another, so we'll see. If not, I'll just save the biblioteca for another day, and yeah, that's the plan. Let's do it. So today is a perfect example of things not going according to plan. So when my Uber pulled up to pick me up from the area by the Museo Soumaya, when I got in, it said it was going to be 45 minutes to get to Templo Mayor. And so at that point, I was going to get there at 4:30. It would be closing at 5. So Templo Mayor is this museum that essentially shows like Aztec ruins in the middle of like the city central. So when we're on the way there, maybe like 10 minutes away, it started to rain. So it kind of like threw a wrench in the plan. And then I was talking to my Uber driver quite a bit back and forth. My phone was also dying, and I hadn't brought my portable charger because it didn't have enough juice in it. So I also was thinking about going to Palacio de Bellas Arts, and Google Maps did not have any information on what time it was closing. It just said abierto ahora, so open now, but it didn't have any information on when it was closing. So I didn't know if like it was closing at 5 or whatever. So The other place I wanted to go to was the library, the Biblioteca Vasconcelos, and my Uber driver was like, it's not a good time to go there, like go earlier in the day. Things just didn't go according to plan, and I decided to just come back to my hotel. If it didn't start raining, I would have walked through Templo Mayor, seen the Aztec ruins, and then maybe attempted to go to Palacio de Bellas Arts. One of the reasons why I want to go to Palacio de Bellas Arts also is because there is a rooftop there as well where you can see really great views of the city. And so obviously I didn't want to do that in the rain either. So I decided to come back to my hotel, my Airbnb. They did fix the doors, so they are now locking, so I feel much better about that. So I think I'll be staying. We'll see how things go over, the next couple of days if I have any other issues. But yeah, I think I'll be okay here. So it is 5:30. I'm gonna look for a place to have dinner that's kind of close by to the rooftop where we're having the casual cocktails tonight, and then head from dinner straight to the little rooftop. Hopefully it's enclosed because again, it's raining. It's not supposed to rain for that long, so hopefully we'll be okay, but also hopefully it's enclosed so there won't be any issues. I'll probably let my devices charge for like 30 minutes and then head out, grab something to eat, and make my way over to Rooftop Drinks. You hear the crickets or cicadas or whatever the hell that noise is. This is what I have to sleep with. This is why they had earbuds on the table when I arrived. Anyways, dinner was cool. The rooftop was really nice, especially the way that they set it up for the two grooms. So that was wonderful. Wow, it's way past my bedtime. It's like 11:30. So I'm going to take my makeup off, take a quick shower, and then get right into the bed because I want to have an early start tomorrow and make up for the stops that I wasn't able to hit today, tomorrow, and hit the ground running. So tomorrow's Friday, and I want to knock out a couple of museums. So anyways, good night. Let me rewind a little bit. So it's Saturday. I skipped a whole entire day. Why? Because yesterday I was out for the count. I definitely got taken under by traveler's diarrhea. I went to this Indian spot for dinner on Thursday night and I drank the water. I don't know what I was thinking. She said it was filtered. There was ice in the glass as well. And I was up in the middle of the night at like 3 a.m. on the toilet. And for the entire day, I had to just be in the house waiting for it to pass. So I ordered from Uber Eats just some Pepto-Bismol and some crackers and Gatorade. And I was in for the entire day, with the exception of the evening. I made it out to the welcome drinks that the grooms hosted. The welcome drinks on Thursday night were unofficial. The welcome drinks Friday night was for family and friends, and that was like the official welcome drinks, welcome to Mexico City for everyone. And so I did make it to that, and here we are now on Saturday. I just wrapped up breakfast. The breakfast was really good. I had a really great breakfast sandwich, and it was just like a 4-minute walk over from the Saturday market, so that's why I picked that spot. So we're here at the Saturday market. We're gonna see what we can find. I'd like to find some jewelry, maybe some art, I'm not sure. I also don't have pesos on me, And from what I can tell, most of the vendors are probably not gonna take cards, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm excited to see what we can find at this Saturday market. It's really popular. I feel like there are multiple markets throughout the city, but I think this was the one that I heard a lot about. So let's see what we can find.
After the market, I headed right over to the University Museum of Contemporary Art. Contemporary art is my favorite, so I really enjoyed this stop. Then I finally made it over to Biblioteca Vasconcelos. This is a public library. It's gone viral pretty much on every single social media platform. When you step inside, honestly, it looks like something out of Harry Potter. There are stacks and stacks and stacks of books. The best part truly is the architecture. But of course, any book lover would just be in heaven here. And then finally, it was time for the wedding. I truly had a blast. Good morning, it is Sunday. I'm tired. It is 4:40 in the morning. The wedding was amazing. I had such a good time. Today, I am up bright and early for a tour of the Teotihuacan pyramids in a hot air balloon. So I am extremely excited. Every single video I've seen of this on TikTok has looked exceptional. So I'm really excited to do it. This isn't going to be my first time in a hot air balloon. It's going to be my third, actually. My first time was in Namibia. My second time was last year in Arizona. And this time I feel like might be my favorite, probably, because just the view of the pyramids and then all of the other hot air balloons around you, it just looks insane. So I'm excited. That's what we're doing today. Probably going to come back and take a nap. And the newlyweds are like having an open house at their Airbnb today. So I'll probably go there. And I don't have too much else planned because I figure I'm going to be tired. Except maybe going to one rooftop after the kickback at the newlyweds house. So anyways, let's go see these pyramids.
It is also 3:45 in the morning, so another day of a very early wake up call. Today I'm heading out of the city about 2 to 3 hours to Grutas Tolantongo, which is where they have the hot springs and the thermal pools. And I've seen this on TikTok and Instagram completely viral. It looks beautiful. So I absolutely can't wait to go, and I had to do it here on my first time in Mexico City. I am tired. As soon as I get in the car, I am going to pass out because it is like a 2 to 3 hour drive. At this time of morning, it probably will be closer to like two and a half, because they drive really fast here, especially on the roads when there are no other cars. So I'm about to head out. I literally just got the message that they are downstairs, and we're going to have an amazing day. I'm very, very, very excited. This is going to be one of the highlights, I think, of the trip. So let's go. Mexico City. It's Tuesday. I'm heading out tomorrow at 7 a.m. So this is really like my last little hoorah. I have a couple things planned for today, but right now I'm running out to grab breakfast. When I was on my way to breakfast last week, I was in my Uber and we passed by this spot and there were a bunch of people outside, and I was like, oh, let me go check what that place is. And it has like 4.5 stars on Google, so I saved it. And I looked at the menu. It looks like it's going to be really good. They have a lot of options and a lot of like traditional Mexican meals. So I'm excited. So we're going to go do that. And then I'm going to come back here because I have a pickup to go maybe like 30 minutes out of the city to Parque Quetzalcoatl. I'm going to butcher the name. I'll put it somewhere on the screen. But when I get back from breakfast, I'll tell you more about that.
So the breakfast spot is called Chilpa. It's in the Condesa area. This is a very small spot, but the service was really good and I really liked the food. I ordered the chilaquiles. These were the best chilaquiles I've ever had in my life. I finally made my way over to Parque Quetzalcoatl. This was one of the highlights of the entire trip. This is an ecological and cultural project that was originally conceived by the architect Javier Senosian. The design and construction of the park began all the way back in 2007 and it is still underway. The park is actually closed to the public, but they offer guided tours by reservation only. I absolutely loved this tour. I would definitely do it again when I go back to Mexico City. I was looking for places to eat near the Frida Kahlo Museum, and I found this place, Ametista Tostadas. These tostadas were very good. I ordered just two. One of them was ceviche, the other I can't recall, but both of them were 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. The Frida Kahlo Museum was amazing. You really can't come to Mexico City without visiting it. I really loved the interior where you could see the home that she built with Diego, as well as the outdoor courtyard. It was amazing. Now to wrap up my trip, I ended up heading over to one of the world's best bars, but on my way there, I passed by La Roma Records. I just happened to stumble upon it while I was on my way to the bar, and it was a cool record shop, a lot of great records that we all know and love. Anyone who collects records would definitely love this shop. So I closed out my trip at Tlecan. This is another one of the world's best bars. This bar is much smaller than Handshake Speakeasy, but it was still a good time, so I definitely recommend checking it out. Anyways, thank you for coming along with me on my solo trip to Mexico City. I'll see you in the next video.